Hi, this is Dan McCool. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the quarterly documentation in SpedTrack. So first, you'll go and open up your browser, and I've gone ahead and pulled up one of the school district's homepage in SpedTrack. Go ahead and log in. Now this is summertime, so we don't have any upcoming progress notes. Normally, if we're just a week or two away from progress note time, this section right here will be full of all your students that will need to be filled in. But since it's not populated right now, I'm going to show you another way that you can access their progress notes. Come over here to Upcoming IEPs, click on a student, and you'll come down here to Progress Preview. You'll open up this page, and this student is actually coming up for his annual IEP review. I know that because each of these tabs right here has already been completed. So there's 4 quarters in a year. Each of these 4 quarters have progress notes. So we're actually going to meet before the next progress note would be due. But just for illustration purposes, I'm going to set a new date, and we're going to create a progress note here. Now when you get to this screen, if you'll see these plus buttons over here, I'm not going to fill in information on all of these goals, but just to give you an example, this young man, he is working on, it looks like, lots of different articulation sounds in the initial and the final position. So down here, I'll come in and I'm just going to make up a progress note that he is producing the targeted sounds with 70% accuracy in words. Now that is really broad, so you may need to be more specific in this, but this is the place to tell the parents, how is this child doing? It's become common practice for folks to just come over here to this drop down and say making progress and clicking save and then be done. The problem with that is it really doesn't convey how this child is doing at all. Are they 1% better? Are they 1% away from achieving their goal? It's so vague, it's really not useful. So if you'll put something in there to let them know how they're actually doing, that's what best practice is. So over here on the drop-down box, you have a couple of choices: making progress, not making progress, not addressed, and goal met. So if you put making progress, as I said, it's usually best practice to say, where is this student at right now? If you say they're not making progress, that's going to be a red flag for the speech pathologist who looks this over. Because if they're not making progress, we need to do something to help them to make progress. We're either going to need to change the IEP or put in some accommodations. We're going to have to do something. So it's kind of a big deal if you put not making progress. Sometimes you're going to click not addressed. If you run across, if you have a goal for he's going to produce this sound in words, and then the second goal is he's going to produce those same sounds in sentences, when you get to the sentence goal, it's very likely you're going to put not addressed if he hasn't achieved the sounds at the word level, because we would address words, then phrases, then sentences. So usually at the IEP meetings, we give parents a heads up about that, so there's no surprises that, hey, this has to come in a sequence, and if he hasn't achieved it at the word level, don't be surprised if we haven't addressed it at all at the sentence level. Best of all is when we can say goal met. So if a student achieves a goal in the first quarter, that's great. We're going to put goal met, and still it's best practice to come over here and say exactly what percentage are they doing it at. Now the subsequent quarters, you'll still need to come in and put goal met, and I usually put a blurb that this child continues to master this goal. That way there's no question about where he stands. So that is how to fill out the quarterly progress notes. Once you finish that, you'll click Save. Please do not click on the button Complete. When they're not complete, that shows the speech pathologist what they need to review. If you complete it, it basically hides it from the speech pathologist, and they have to go find it, which is just time consuming. So if you have any problems or any questions as you're filling this out, be sure to talk to the supervising speech pathologist, and they should be able to help you get this cleared up so that we can get through this efficiently and very smoothly.